Yo, RX back with another recap of UFC Atlantic City, Fierro versus Blanchfield. We back with another recap of a underwhelming fight night. I'm so fucking tired of fight nights at this point. Like, I think I speak for everyone when I say 4 fight nights in a row is not good. And then when they're bad fight nights in a row, it's even worse. Like, and I'll talk about this more at the end of the video, but fucking Christ, man. It feels like 300's 10 years away at this point. It's like, fuck. We have to deal with such shit. Like, in Apex cards, I'm fine with sucking. I expect them to suck. A card like this not being good is just like, fuck. It seems like we can only get pay-per-views to be good at this fucking point. It's sad. Because that's all the UFC fucking banks on. So, I don't know. I'm tired of fight nights and I'm annoyed. So, but what can we do? We got one more week until 300 and then 300. So, just got one more week. And to address the elephant in the room real quick, yeah, I'm sorry for the late recap, but it was fucking Easter. I doubt anyone wanted to listen to this dipshit on Easter, so, yeah. I hope everyone did enjoy their Easter, and, yeah, I highly doubt anyone's too upset that I'm getting this out later. This had fucking pay-per-view times, again, for some fucking reason. And by the end of it, I was bored, tired, and lazy. So, yeah. But again, I highly doubt y'all care. So, enough of me rambling. Longest intro I've done in a long time. So, enough said. Let's recap this as week card. So, 50 subs goal by the end of the year. Fucking. And unless I'm forgetting to say something, let's recap some fights. 13 fights in total. I know I broke down 14. I'll get to the one we lost when we get to that point in the card. But we start tonight off in the bantamweight division with a fight that was predictable and not even that good. As we have Caolán, Loughran versus Angel Pacheco. Not gonna waste much time on his opener. They had to give this kid the local math teacher for him to get a win. This kid ain't good. This Caolán, however you fucking say it, I don't care. He sucks. He's terrible. Like, yeah, he's 30-27, this guy, but yes, you fucking didn't even look good doing it. You had a one-legged fighter and you were shooting takedowns like your Andre Soccer Mom versus Sean O'Malley. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Loughran just ain't good. And he's a fraud. He got exposed in his first fight, and Tail Lapulus is a really hard debut, but he didn't even look good in that fight, and then to not even look that great here against like probably might be the shittiest bantamweight on the roster. It's like, dude, you suck. He's just another Cage Warriors fraud, and that's all. Like I said that in the breakdown, I stick by that until he proves me wrong, which he won't. He's another Cage Warriors fraud like Paddy Pimblett, like 100 other motherfuckers before him. Fuck. The other dude who opened the main card who's a Cage Warriors fraud, and I'll get to him later. But, yeah, this Caolán kid's not fucking good. He's a cocky little Connor wannabe. Not even a good one at that. That's all I gotta say about this kid. And then I'm not gonna say much about Pacheco. Why the fuck did he get a contract? He's a human punching bag. He's not good. He's fucking terrible, and he got a contract for getting beat up. What a joke. This fight should not be this. I'll give it this much. This was a fun fight. They got bloody. It was a fun fight, but it was like, why am I watching this? It was two low level cans fighting. Hey, this should have been in Cage Warriors. It would have made more fucking sense. Because these guys suck. So, I know fight ideas. Because do you really give a shit about who these losers fight? I cut them both. That's what I say. They're both fucking terrible, and I got nothing good to say about that. The fight was decent. The fighters in it were not. All I gotta say. After that, we head to our second fight of the night in the middleweight division. One of the weirdest moments of the night, and shockingly not the weirdest of how the card went, which says a lot. But we go to our second fight of the night in the middleweight division between Jacob Malkoun versus Andre Petroski. Okay, my brain's already hurting from just watching live and just in general from this card. So, what happened? I don't know. No. What happened in this fucking fight? So in round 1, it was a close fight. 2 shitty strikers. Well, let me fix that. 2 wrestlers trying to strike was that shit as we all knew it would be. Petroski got round 1 off of a very lucky knockdown. And then round 2 started. Everything seemed normal. Petroski shot for a takedown. He didn't even get close to getting it, and then he just fell over and got ground and pounded. What the fuck? He didn't get hit. So, pretty much, if I remember correctly, he smacked his head on Malkoun's hip, and he knocked himself silly and got finished. You're a pro fighter in the UFC, and you knocked yourself out against Jacob fucking Malkoun, no less? Jesus Christ. I'm speechless now and watching live. What am I meant to say here? Besides, this guy's a fucking clown. Cut him. He's terrible. He's fucking terrible. He's a wrestler who has zilch for striking. Zilch. He can't fucking strike. His chin is softer than fucking tissues. Like, this dude's trash. Like, he went on the most fraudulent 5-fight winning streak I've ever seen. He beat 4 cans in a questionable fight against GM3. And then Michel Pereira knocked his fucking head around. And then he knocked his own head around against Jacob Malkoun. Cut this fucking guy. He sucks. He's fucking terrible. And I don't got anything to say about Malkoun. He still sucks. And I will keep saying he's only here because he's friends with Whitaker. And until I'm proven wrong, because I won't be, I'm going to keep saying that. And I'm not even going to say good job on win. He didn't win. He fucking... Petroski lost the fight. Malkoun didn't fucking win it. Petroski knocked himself out. If I fucking punch myself in the face in a fight and knock myself out, did the other guy win? Not really. I beat myself. Petroski beat himself in this fight. Malkoun didn't fucking beat him. Yeah, he landed the finishing shots, but they were not even needed, because this dickhead fucking knocked himself silly. So, another low-level can fight. And, again, no fight ideas, because no one gives a fuck who Jacob Malkoun fights. And Andre Petroski should be cut. That's one of the most embarrassing moments I've seen in a long time. So, a can versus can, and a can won. You knocked yourself out, you stupid fuck. Low-level MMA is insane. Nothing else to say on that. Fuck them both. After that, we were now to get to the fight that got cancelled. We were meant to be having in our third fight of the night Victoria Dudakova and Melissa Gatto, but Dudakova had medical issues like right before the fight or some shit, or like during the day of the fight, and it got cancelled, which really sucks. Pretty good fight on paper. Probably would have been a fun fight in execution, but we move on. Hopefully this gets rebooked for 301 or what's the first card after 300? I think it's like Nicolau and Kopp. So on that, if they want to run this back, if Dudakova's like, I don't know, well, it sucks, but it sucks to lose a really good fight. We couldn't have lost any of these two. We had to lose an actually really decent fight. bullshit. So, it sucks. Hope Dukova's okay. Gato. Hopefully she can get a fight booked ASAP. So, better get a fight booked ASAP than waste a whole camp. So, yeah, whatever. Shit happens. And we move on. After that, we have our third fight of the night, and the best fight of the night, which is sad, because there was 10 more fights after this. But, either way, in our third fight of the night in the light heavyweight division, we had a banger rematch between Aslan versus Anton Turkalj. What a fight! This was just fun. Round 1, I'm trying to remember the rounds now. Round 1, I'm trying to remember what happened in these rounds now, because I just remember them swinging and having like a fun brawl. Like for 10 minutes they just went to war and fucking kicked the shit out of each other, had some awesome exchanges. It was a great fight, truly a great fight. By round 3, both were very gassed, and eventually Ebo was able to land a right hand from hell on Anton and put him to the ground. Didn't knock him out, but he was definitely wobbled, and it was stopped. Yeah, great fucking fight. Truly a great fucking fight. Fight of the night, no debate. And it was fun. It was a really fun fight. I'll start with Ebo first. This dude's good. He has some holes in his game. His gas tank is very weak because he was gassed by round 2. His striking is decent. He has good power, obviously. He's a decent prospect, but he's definitely a very green prospect, which could be the death of him real quick if he doesn't get better. But he is talented. He does show talent. He's only, 27? He does show talent. He just needs to... sorry, that was a lot of shit. He just needs to fix the few weak spots in his game. His cardio, we've not seen him on the ground yet, because Anton shot a few takedowns and really didn't get him. So I'm guessing his ground game's probably pretty weak. His takedown defense ain't bad, but his ground game's probably bad, and his cardio's bad. Besides that, his striking is good. He has a good chin. He's durable. He's good. So I think Ebo's an interesting prospect that does need a lot of work, and if he can get that, then I think we'll have a very interesting prospect on our hands within maybe a few more fights. So yeah, just fix a few holes in your gaming, get better. Pretty much all I gotta say about Aslan. To talk about his opponent, Anton Turkalj. Anton. This was the best fight of his UFC career, and like, it was a banger. It was a 5 of the night, but yeah, he has to get cut now. 0-4. I only think he didn't get cut after the Pedro fight because Ebo got a contract and they could play that storyline. But now, what do you get? If he gets another UFC fight, he's the Swedish Sam Alvey. Because how the fuck do you give this dude another fight on a 0-4 in the UFC? Even if you don't want to count the Jayalton fight, because that was at heavyweight against Jayal. Was it at heavyweight? Either way, it was against Jayal and fucking Almeida. How? He's lost 3 in a row. So, and again, this is the best he's looked in the UFC. Maybe he looked better in the Vitor what was it? Petrino fight. But yeah, he's definitely his time to get cut. He's just not a UFC level fighter. He's a fun fighter. Like I said, he had a banger here. Good for him that he gets to go out on a 5 a night. But yeah, he's not very good. He showed his chin's good. I'll give him that much. He took a lot of bombs from Ebo. But yeah, it is time to get cut. Go to PFL, go to 1, go back to, where the fuck was he before? Brave. Just go do your thing over there. You're just not UFC level, bruh. Good. I am happy you got to go out on a banger, though. Going out getting flatlined by Tyson Pedro is embarrassing. But at least he went out on a banger, so good for him. Not really much else to say about this fight besides who should they fight next. The first fight ideas of the fucking card so far, which, yeah. For Ebo, I think a fun fight would be, and a one that does, I think, makes some sense. Ion Cutelaba. Why not? Ion's a very beatable fighter, and but he could give Ebo some problems with the wrestling. But if Ebo, it would be whoever really gasses first, and we're talking about two dudes who gas by round 2, so it would be very intriguing. Now, I'm down to Ebo versus Ion. I think it'd be a very fun fight. It makes sense. Ion, the veteran, 1-4 in his last 5. And Ebo is prospect, 13-1. I think it makes sense. I'm down to see it. Look at Ebo and Ion. I think it'd be a fun fight. And there's a world Ion could win with his wrestling. So, let's see it, man. And then for Anton, like I said, get cut. Pretty simple. So, yeah, not really much else to say. Fun fight, great debut for Ebo, Aslan, and who should he fight next? I like Ebo versus Ion Cutelaba. I think that'd be a banger fight. Would make a lot of sense for at least Ebo. Maybe Cutelaba has better matchups, but why not fight a prospect? And if you could fucking knock him off, you probably get a pretty. You probably get better fights off like knocking off prospects than you do beating guys like, let's say, if Ion beat fucking Marcin Pragnell, I don't think he'd get as good of a fight as if he beat Ebo. So like beating a prospect, a hyped up prospect, I think has way more weight than a shitty fighter like a Marcin Pragnell or a Modestus Bukauskas, for example, of course. So yeah, I think Cutelaba Aslan would be a very fun fight, so let's do it. Not very much else to say. Banger fight, 5 of the night. Congrats to both guys on the bonus, but Anton, peace, brother. Great nickname. After that, we had to our first fight of the night in the featherweight division, and it was a very whatever fight. Nothing I'm overly impressed with, but pretty good contender series fight, I guess. As in our first fight of the night, we have Dennis Buzukja versus Connor Matthews. It was a fight, not a close one. For 10 minutes, Buzukja beat the shit out of Matthews. Matthews really could not do anything. His striking looked so fucking amateur. It wasn't even funny. It was just a beating. It wasn't even a fight. And then 22 seconds into round 3, after taking a beating in the first 2 rounds, Matthews got hit with another clean shot, got dropped, and a little ground and pound. It was over. Dennis Buzukja gets his first win in the UFC, and Connor Matthews is fucking terrible. So yeah, it was not even a fight. It was just a mauling more than anything. So yeah. Who I'll talk about first? I kind of want to talk about Connor Matthews first, because, man, this guy sucks. This guy's fucking terrible. Yeah, this guy's truly trash. Like, he looked so fucking... His skill set looked years behind Buzukja's. He had no striking. He showed no threat on the feet. He couldn't get a takedown. Like, if he did get one, I don't remember, because it did fucking nothing. Like, he looked so bad, it's not even funny. So, like, I respect to him for getting the contract and, like, all of that on Contender Series, because he actually looked okay there. But, man, this dude's trash. He's gonna be on the chopping block within a few fights, I can already tell. Like, some fighters you can just tell suck. He's one of them. Like, he's gonna go down as a terrible signing from DWCS, because, again, he blows. So, fuck, you're gonna have that name, you ain't McGregor, brother. You suck. And then to talk about Dennis Buzukja, where the fuck has this guy been for the first 2 UFC fights? Like, where the fuck was this guy? Because this was a Contender Series Buzukja who looked pretty good. Where the fuck was this in your first 2 fights? You looked like shit versus Sean Woodson. You got fucking flatlined in 50 seconds by Jamall Emmers. Where the fuck was this guy in those fights? And I get Connor Matthews is a giant step down from Woodson and Emmers, But still, you didn't even look half of it. You didn't even look 4% this good in these fights. Where the fuck what did you grow town in a fucking night, my guy? Like, Jesus. I'm happy for Buzukja because this was the guy we all saw in Contender Series and we were like, man, he's pretty good. But man, why does it take you 3 fights to look this good? Like, and Woodson, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt with Woodson. Why did you get sparked out by Jamall Emmers in 50 seconds? So, like, maybe we finally got the Buzukja we wanted to see in the UFC, and if so, he could be a good prospect. But let's see if he can keep it up, because when he's on the Contender Series like we saw in this fight, he's actually pretty decent. But it fucking took him 3 fights to look decent. So, he could have really fucked himself. He could have got cut after the Emmers fight, to be honest. So, yeah, if he can look this good more often, he's gonna be a good prospect at featherweight. But if he looks like Dennis Buzukja again, the Dennis Buzukja we saw in his first 2 fights, it's gonna be annoying. So, yeah, good fight for Dennis, but you know, I wanted to see this guy sooner than 3 fights in. So, yeah. Really not much else to say besides who should they fight next for Dennis Buzukja. I'm not sure. He definitely should get a little bit of a step up in competition, but no crazy one. Like probably, I don't even think anyone. Maybe like a Lucas Alexander. That wouldn't be terrible. I don't think Jarno makes a lot of sense. Jarno, if there was a better fight than that, probably. Yeah, looks like I'm probably gonna go for that Lucas Alexander fight. I think that probably makes the most sense for him. Not really seeing anything else. So yeah, let's go Lucas Alexander. Lucas coming off getting flatlined by Jekasagi. So why not? I think that makes sense. Buzukja and Alexander. I'm down to see it. I think it's a logical step up for Buzukja, and actually a fight I'd probably pick him to win. So yeah, let's do that. Buzukja and Lucas Alexander, look it. And then for Conor Matthews, I don't give a shit. He sucks. Simple as that. Yeah, not very much else to say. Good fight by Buzukja. I wish I would be saying that about his debut fight, but I guess it took him 3 fights to really beat Dennis Buzukja. So. Whatever, to take it. I guess he needed to step down competition because they were giving him hard fights, so whatever. I want to see this Buzukja more. If we can see this Dennis Buzukja more, then we're in for a treat because he's good when he's fighting at his best. So, yeah. So who should he fight next? I like Dennis Buzukja versus Lucas Alexander. I think that fight makes a lot of sense, and I definitely think we could see this Buzukja again in that fight. So yeah, and then for Conor Matthews, I don't care. He sucks. Good performance by Buzukja. Let's keep it up. Keep it up. After that, we got to our 5th fight of the night in the featherweight division. How many featherweight fights are there? Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Jesus. Yeah, but in our 5th fight in the featherweight division, a fight I read like a fucking book because I know I can. It was so obvious, simple. As in our 5th fight of the night in the featherweight division, we have Julio Arce versus Herbert Burns. I could have not predicted this fight any easier. Tell me if you heard this. Tell me if you heard this before. Herbert Burns has a decent round 1. No, he didn't look bad. He didn't look bad in round 1. He probably, I'd say, he won round 1. And then he gasses out in round 2 and gets finished. Wait, you have heard that before? How? Oh, you mean because that's been his whole UFC career since the Evan Dunham fight? He's literally done the same thing 3 times. It's not even fucking funny now. He's literally done the same thing 3 times. He's had a fine round 1 and then lost in round 2 because he gassed out. It fucking seems like the script writers have got lazy and just kept hitting copy and paste, because how do you lose the same way 3 times in a row over 4 years? After the first time, okay, you took a 2-year break. You come back, you fucking almost die from exhaustion. 2 more years later, you come back and you're gassed out in about 7 minutes. Dude, this guy's pathetic. He's so bad. It's not even funny. Like, fuck. Antonina Shevchenko at least could win a fight. Francisco Figueiredo is, yeah, he's about this bad. But, like, why am I bringing up these people? Because Herbert Burns is in the same category of I'm only here because who I'm related to. This motherfucker is only here because of Gilbert Burns. It's his brother. And this dude ain't 4% of the fighter Gilbert Burns is. He cannot sniff Gilbert's fucking gloves. He could not wrap Gilbert's gloves. This dude is fucking garbage. Like, and it's funny, like, deadass, I watched one of his fights, like, the night before, I think it was this one, and on the walkout they said something like, Gilbert always says Herbert's the better brother, da-da-da-da-da. What the fuck? Dude, Herbert's garbage. Like, this dude might not make it in, like, the shittiest promotions, because all you gotta do is not get submitted in round 1. Like, dude, he sucks. And I'm so happy he's finally gonna get cut, because he's a waste of space. He fights every 2 years just to gas out in a round. Like, well, fucking pathetic. Truly, truly pathetic. And for Julio Arce, this was one of the easiest nights of his fucking career. All you had to do is not get finished in round 1 and you win. And that's what he did. He missed weight, but, you know, it happens. Yeah, like, dude, if I was Julio Arce and this contract came across my table, I'd been like, fuck yeah, let's go. This is, like, one of the easiest fights a fighter can get. Like, so good for Julio. He fought a perfect fight, survived round 1, let him gas himself out, and win. Simple. So, smart. Really smart by Julio, and the easiest game plan you'll ever have. So, yeah. Nothing really else to say besides, who should I fight next? For Julio Arce, I like the idea of him fighting Lucas Alexander. I think that makes a lot of sense. Arce getting a little bit of a step up in his second fight up at featherweight. Well, since it's return fight up at featherweight. I think this makes sense. I don't know why you wouldn't do this. Like, Lucas Alexander is a step up from Herbert Burns, but it's not like a giant leap. Well, I think it makes sense. So, yeah, and it's another fight Julio should win. So, maybe Julio has found his new weight class. Well, his old weight class new again. I don't know how to put it. But, yeah, just make weight. And I think Julio could be a nice addition to featherweight. Because Julio's always been like an average fighter, in my opinion. So, yeah, let's see how he does at featherweight this time around. Because before he went 3-2 or some shit. Like, yeah, he actually had like a really nice record at featherweight. He went 3-2. He beat fucking Dan Ige in his debut. So, yeah, yeah, not very much else to say. I think Julio Arce and Lucas Almeida makes the most sense. So. And Herbert Burns cut his bitch ass. Yeah, not very much else to say. Easiest fight, one of the easiest fights on the card to predict. And who should Julio Arce fight next? I like Julio Arce versus Lucas Almeida. Makes sense. Do it. Not very much else to say. Good win for Arce. After that, we have one of the most shocking fights of the night that went nothing as anyone predicted. I would love to see who predicted this, because I guarantee you it's about no one. But in our featured prelim in the women's strawweight division, we had a pretty big fight with top 5 rankings on the line between Virna Jandiroba versus Loopy Godinez. What a fucking upset. In round 1, Jandiroba, it was a close round, both for doing their thing. Jandiroba did, I think, steals a round late with a takedown. We got about 30-ish seconds of ground control, I believe. So that did give her the round. In round 2, definitely the best round of the fight for Loopy Godinez. She was able to keep it on. Well, actually, no. This was the round where they had their legs trapped. And they had like a fucking figure 4 leg lock for like half the round. So really little happened. You could easily give that round to Jandiroba, but I gave it to Loopy. It was the best round of the fight for her. And then in round 3, Jandiroba just had the best round of the fight for her. Takedowns, good striking, and all that led to a 29-28, 130-27 win for Virna Jandiroba. So, judges got it right. And hard to get this wrong because Jandiroba looked great. And I'll talk about Jandiroba first because this was it seemed like a fight where she was like, y'all must have forgot. She looked great. Like, she looked really fucking good. In a fight where everyone was counting her out, she was a giant underdog. No one really thought she would win. Again, I would love to see who predicted the fight to, like, I thought her only way of winning was a early submission. But no, she fucking said, nah bro, I'm winning this shit. And she did. She was the better fighter for 15 minutes. Her striking was about as good. Her ground game was better. She looked great. For 35-year-old strawweight, coming off almost about a 10-month layoff, she looked amazing in a fight against a very, very, very good fighter. So, great way to defend her number 5 ranking. And Jandiroba was good. She gives a lot of people problems in this division, man. Like if she can keep fighting at this level, at this age, she's gonna be an issue for some people, man. But we'll see what she does next. She's decent though. I'm sorry for disrespecting you. You shut me up. You looked great. Good job. And then to talk about her opponent, Loopy Godinez. This points back to what I said in my breakdown, what I've said again and again. When Loopy is on, she looks like a UFC champion, but she's not always on. She's so inconsistent. It's so fucking annoying. She'll like. This is not the Loopy we saw against Elise Reed or Cornelosi. This was the Loopy we saw against Calvillo and fucking Angela Hill. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why can she not fight consistently at a high level? Why does she have these weak performances or just does not show up? Like, she did not even look that good in this fight. But she clearly lost. Like, there's no debate she lost. Again, she probably won round 2, that's debatable. But round 1 and 3 were not even that, like... Well, round 1 was, I guess, a little close. Round 3, she got dominated. Like, she looked a step behind Jandiroba. And she was 5 years younger. It's like, in riding more momentum, I would say. So, to look this bad in a fight where you were a giant favorite, had a top 5 ranking on the line... This is sad, and it's annoying also, because she could have looked way better. She could be the 5th ranked strawweight right now, but she underperformed like she always does, and that's the annoying thing of these hot and cold fighters. Her, Kennedy Njokuani, so many others, these fighters who are so fucking hot and cold are the most annoying fighters to predict, because you don't know what they're... You know what they can do. It's will they fucking do it? Will they perform to their abilities? And half the time it's fucking no. The other half the time it's yes. It's the most annoying shit ever. So, I guarantee you Loopy will fucking come back in her next fight, look amazing, and it'll make no fucking sense. But In this fight, a fight where it was the biggest fight of her career, to get in the top 5, she choked. And she underperformed, didn't show up, and it's sad. And frustrating more than anything. It's like, as someone who predicts fights, it's like, God, as a fan, it's frustrating because you know how good Loopy is. Lisa Reed, Cornelosi, those fights show her abilities. But then you have Calvillo, Hill, Ricci, Jandiroba, where she looks so mid. It's like, fuck, man. Why? How? I don't get how these fighters can fight so hot and cold. It seems insane, especially when you see fighters who are so consistent at fighting at a great level. It's like, what the fuck? It makes Khabib even more impressive to an extent that man fought one way consistently for his whole career and went undefeated, as some fighters can't fucking look consistently from fight to fight. Crazy. Well, the only thing left to say is who should they fight next. For Jandiroba, I think what makes most sense is Amanda Lemos. Both are high ranked, both are coming off nice wins. Why not? 3 versus 5? I think it makes sense. For Jandiroba, she has no one else to fight. She's already fought 6 through 8. Pinheiro just lost. And like the next closest person coming off a win is Julian Robertson, and that's 15. So just do Lemos and Jandiroba. It makes most sense. It'd be a good fight too, and it's a big fight. The winner definitely is in title talks at that point, so it'd be a good fight. I think it makes the most sense to do that. So let's do it. And then for Lupita, I don't know, because I think like most of the lower ranked strawweights are booked right now. Let's see. Yeah. Maybe she could. Who could she? Like, there's not even anyone for her to welcome into the top 15. Like, unless you push Jasmine there. But I don't know why you would. Chahagui, I think, needs one more win. And she already fought Luma, unless you do that rematch, which I doubt. Though for Loopy, it's pretty much just wait. Mackenzie Dern, maybe? But why give her another step up like that? Unless you keep her at 10, then yeah, I'm okay with that. Or Amanda Hebos. But I really don't see why you would do either one of those fights. So maybe you could do her versus Dern or Hebos, but more than likely just wait and see what happens. Probably the winner of... Who's Carolina fighting? I guess the winner Kovalevich and Aslan Lucindo at 301 would make the most sense. I don't think that's a terrible fight, because besides that, the winner of Pinheiro and Hill will probably fight Dern or Rihibas. The winner of Ricci Torres, maybe, if it's Torres, but I doubt. And then Watterson Robertson should not fight a top 10 ranked fighter. So probably the winner of Carolina, Aslan Lucindo would make the most sense. But maybe someone else will come up. Maybe she'll step in on a fight. Never know what's going to happen. For right now, I really don't have a fight idea for Loopy, because there's no clear fight for her. No one unranked, no one in the rankings, no one under her, no one above her. She's in a really odd spot now. So yeah, man, fucking Loopy, man. It's annoying. It's annoying, man. But again, like I said, I can almost guarantee her next fight if she fights anyone I just named, she'll ragdoll them, look amazing, and get the hype back. But then she'll lose her next fight. It's like, dude, come on. So, not much else to say. Great win for Jandiroba, she needed that. And who should she fight next? I like Jandiroba versus Lemos. And for Loopy, we'll see what happens. Jandiroba and Lemos makes a lot of sense in my opinion, so book it. And it'll be a big fight, so yeah. Not very much else to say. What a big upset. And to end off the prelims, we had a fucking awesome fight that went perfectly, because I'm happy it went this way. It was fucking magnificent. And in our featured prelim in the featherweight division, again, we have Night the Train Landwehr versus Jamall. Emmers. Night the Train's in the UFC. It was a Nate Landwehr fight. They went to war. Nate got hurt. Jamall got hurt. Eventually, Nate put him down with, what was it, a hook? Right hook and hammer fist? Yeah, you hurt him with a right hook. Sent him to the ground. Ground and pound. Done. Nate to Train knockout in the first fight. This was the most atypical Nate Landwehr fight, or the ideal Nate Landwehr fight. Get in a brawl, you're tougher, and win. Like, it was Nate Landwehr at his Nate Landwehrriest. Like, it's just what Nate Landwehr does. Bangers. Win, lose, or draw. So, like, and I'll talk about Nate first. Death, taxes, and this man never having a boring fight. If he's winning, if he's losing, he's never had a boring fight. That's just what he does. And that's why we all love Nate the Train. Like, he's never going to win the belt. He's never going to be a top 15 ranked guy, but we don't even want him to be. We want him to be that fun, banger-having, unranked, fucking fun dude. Because that's what he does best. His thing ain't rankings and titles. It's unranked bangers. That's why we love Night the Train. Talk about Jamall Emmers. I kind of want to feel bad for him to an extent because he was on a really nice run. Like, he could have easily been on a 3-fight winning streak, and then he steps in on short notice in a big fight where if he would have won, he probably would have got a ranking fight. But to lose in this fashion, it's like, oh, he's so close. Because he is a talented fighter. Jamall is a very underrated, good fighter, but I think he has a ceiling. And I think, like, this is the first time he's fought a really, really good fighter since Sabatini, and we saw what happened. So, he has a level. He's a good unranked, like, I forget who I said this with in the past, but he's a good prospect tester. I think with what, CJ Vergara or some shit. Like, he's Ode Osborne. He's a good prospect tester. Like, he tested these three guys, and but he's never gonna be able to beat these better guys, Giga, Pat, Nate. He's just gonna be good for testing these prospects at featherweight, and I don't think that's a bad career to have. It just shows you're not bad enough to get cut, but you're not good enough to do much more than just test these unproven guys. So, yeah. I don't know. I feel bad for Jamall because he did not need to take this fight. It was meant to be Pat Sabatini, but he put on the gloves on short notice and didn't go good. So, yeah, shit happens. But it was a fun fight for as long as it lasted, and Night to Train. Only thing I have to say now is who should I fight next for Night to Train? I would love to see him fight Andre Fili because that'd be a fucking fight of the year contender. And there's some, like, him versus Billy Q or Hakeem Dawoodi would work also, but I think Andre Fili would be the best fight, because why not? So, Billy, I think, should get a weaker fight, and Hakeem, I think he could probably have a better fight too, but I think Fili and Nate, it's right there, and it's like, why not? Everyone on earth would want to see it. It'd be the fight of the night on any card. And so, let's book it. And then for Jamall Emmers, back to the drawing board. Let's see who's best prospect he could fight. Fernando Padilla. Padilla wouldn't be terrible, but I think Padilla already fought like the shittier version of Emmers with Nelson. Danny Silva. Ooh, that's not bad. Melsick back to, but Melsick has been tested. C-Rod. I could even get that the Korean Tiger dude. That would not be terrible. A lot of options. Just give him these prospects to fight, because that's what he's best at. Testing these prospects. Hyder and Meal. Like, any of these guys would work. So, yeah, just give him prospects and he'll test them. He'll tell you how good or bad they are. Pretty simple. Yeah, not very much else to say. Fun featured prelim. Everyone knew it would be when we got Night to Train. And who should they fight next? I like Nate Landwehr versus Andre Fili. And Jamall will fight another prospect. Nate and Feely would be a fucking war, so book it. Night Train in the motherfucking UFC. Look at the biceps. Yeah. Those were the prelims. Really great prelims. When the worst part of the prelims were a whatever fight here, and this fight was not that great, but it was okay. Everything else was good. Like, you had, this fight was decent, this was funny, banger, fucking predictable, and Night Train. It was good, it was really good. But then we move on to this shit. And wow, when I say shit, I ain't lying. So let's talk about this garbage main card with the main card opener, which was fucking dreadful to watch for 15 minutes. As we begin the main card with Chidi and Njokuani versus Rhys, McKee. Well, Chidi and Njokuani made me look fucking stupid because the one time I pick against him, he looks decent and wins. I don't even need to give you a round by round recap, because all that happened was for 15 minutes McKee tried to hug Chidi, and Chidi just didn't allow it to happen and beat him up on the feet. Like, it was simple as that. We did almost get one of the shittiest robberies ever, because I don't know what the fuck this idiot watched, but yeah, it was a clear 30-27 without even a debate, and Chidi's back in the win column, man. I'll talk about Chidi first because he looked good. He did look better. His gas tank lasted way longer, and he looked good. 170 might be his weight class, man. He might have found his fucking home at 170, which is good for Chidi because I like Chidi. I don't know who doesn't. He always has fun fights when he can. He didn't have one here because who he was fighting wanted to sniff his fucking armpits for 15 minutes. So. But when Chidi can fight someone who gives him a fun fight like Shek or RoboCop, he's gonna have a banger. And that's not what happened here, sadly, but he did look good and get back in the win column, which was the only thing that mattered to him in this fight because L here and he was getting cut, so yeah. But yeah, Chidi looked good. He looked improved. He fought a lot smarter. They got the win, so my bad for doubting you, bro. I won't pick against you again, I swear. Fucking made that mistake because I put my face in this dickhead. That belt means nothing because only shit fighters hold this belt, I swear to God. Yeah, Rhys McKee is still terrible. He is still shitty. Like, why did he get a contract again after beating 3 nobodies? He fucking sucks. He sucked 4 years ago. He sucked 4 years later. I'm fucking shocked. Cut this motherfucker. He's still trash. Like, he didn't even look good. He didn't even bring like a brawl. He just looked like shit. So fuck him. Like, why did I trust this dickhead? Like, fuck. He fucking goddamn it. Boy. Only thing I have to say now is who should I fight next? For Chidi and Njokuani, I do like this idea that I came up with that I think would be a banger. Mr. Nico Price? You're telling me Chidi and Njokuani versus Nico Price is not a banger? Someone's getting put to sleep? Gonna be a fight of the night contender? Why the fuck not do it? Nico's very old. It'd be 35-year-old versus 34-year-old. Both guys have had not the greatest success lately. Yeah, I know Chidi just won, but still, 3 L's before that. Why not? Chidi and Nico Price, that sounds like a fucking war to me. So let's book it. And then again, cut Rhys McKee, he fucking sucks. Nothing else to say. I don't even want to talk about this main card, let alone the worst part of it. So, yeah, nothing really else to say. Happy for Chidi, because it would have been lame to see Chidi get cut. And, yeah, not very much else to say besides who should I fight next. I like Chidi and Njokuani versus Nico Price, and I want Rhys McKee to get cut, because he sucks. Chidi and Nico would be a banger, so book it. Nothing else to say. Happy for Chidi, bang bang. And this is when the bullshit started. I'm not gonna waste much time on these 3 fights because, god damn, man. As we go into our second fight of the night in the featherweight division again, as we have Kyle Nelson versus Bill Algeo. Not gonna waste much time on this fight. Nelson landed a lucky punch on the dome of Bill Algeo, which completely fucked up his equilibrium. And eventually the ref stopped the fight about after 30-35 seconds of Bill being on shaky legs. And that was that. A very, 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 very questionable stoppage. And, yeah, I don't got much to say. It was a very questionable stoppage in a very fluky fight. You wanna know what it reminds me of? Ruiz and Joshua won the first fight of theirs, where Ruiz lands a lucky punch on Joshua's head and kills his equilibrium. That's exactly what happened here. So the shittier fighter landed a lucky punch that put the better fighter down. Pretty simple. We've seen it before. We'll see it 100 more times. So yeah, not really much else to say. Kyle Nelson sucks. Bill Algeo got clipped. And questionable decision. Stoppage, I mean. Decision by the referee to stop it, I guess is what I would say. So, yeah. I'm not thrilled with what happened here, but couldn't get any worse, could it? Could it? Christ. It could, as in our third fight of the night in the middleweight division. We had a great knockout, a great moment. Why did it have to be tainted? As in our third fight of the main card, we have Nursulton, Ruziboev versus Sedriques, Dumas, dumbass. I'm not gonna waste much time on this either, because this was tainted. Ruziboev, the fight was going normally, then Ruziboev did poke Dumas in the eye, landed some shots, eventually sent him to the ground and KO'd him. If I take away my bias, that should be overturned because he blatantly pokes him in the eye, and that's what fucks him up. But since fuck Sedriques Dumas, great knockout, Nursulton Ruziboev's the GOAT, and again, fuck Sedriques Dumas. But trust, and I would go more in depth on this eye poke thing, but the next fight I will, don't worry. So, yeah, I don't got much to say. Nursulton's really good, I'll say that much, but, yeah, very tainted win here. And for Dumas, fuck you. About all I can say, you fucking pussy ass bitch. You don't like fighting, guys, I see, you piece of shit. Great win, well, terrible win for Nursulton Ruziboev because it's super tainted. Damn it! You knocked him out, you just had to poke him, you fucking dickhead. Speaking of eye pokes, oh boy, here's this was probably the low point of the card, because what the fuck. And then our fourth fight of the main card, we had a upset in the weirdest, most what the fuck circumstances I've ever fucking seen. As we have Chris Weidman versus Bruno Silva. You know, this was actually a good fight. Everything was going good. Weidman was looking good. Then the bullshit happened. So for the first 2 rounds, Weidman was looking good. Very little to talk about. Yeah, he eye poked Bruno a few times. A point should have been taken, but whatever. Weidman was clearly up 2-0 going into the third. Everything was okay. Then he poked him again. Then he poked him 2 more times, and then he literally poked him in the right eye, and then came across with a poke to the left eye, and that's dead ass what fucking made Bruno Silva fall to the ground and get finished. I'm not even fucking with you. He poked him in the eye to finish both eyes to finish him. How the fuck is that a win? Like, where do I begin with this bullshit? Oh, I know. Fix your fucking gloves. Every fighter has said the same thing. Fans have said the same thing for 10 years now. The gloves are dog shit. Did a fucking toddler make them? Cause why the fuck are they still the same shit where you can poke people in the eye? Just pay Trevor Weidman and get his fucking gloves, you dumb, ego-filled pricks. No one wants these shitty gloves anymore because they ruin fights. With real gloves, you couldn't eye poke anyone and you wouldn't have to worry about it. Crazy, right? Like, what the fuck's the big deal if fighters would probably be okay, would probably be so fucking happy that you can't do eye pokes anymore. Because you're not fucking meant to. And the fighters don't even like the gloves anyway. They're uncomfortable effort. Like, come on, man. Fix the fucking gloves. We literally had back-to-back fights tainted by eye poke finishes. Because that's what they were. It's like, dude, fix the gloves. Simple as that. It's not even like I'm asking you. No one's asking you to do anything crazy. Just get better gloves. It's not difficult. Fuck. And to actually talk about the eye pokes themselves, are they fucking legal now? Because, again, Chris Weidman literally won this fight by eye pokes. He never fucking punched him to the ground. He poked him in the eyes. That should either be overturned to a no contest or be a DQ. Because he did it 6 fucking times. Like, I want to be happy for Chris Weidman, because it's cool to see him win a fight. I can't be. Because he won by fucking eye poke. Pokes. Like, dude, what the fuck? It's even more annoying that he was up 2-0 and he was going to win the fight. Like, dude, why? Close your fucking hand. I'm calling him a cheater. Like, dude, close your hand. But okay, doing it 1 time, sure. 2 times, you're pushing it. After the 3rd poke, you should get a point taken and close your fucking hand, you idiot. By number 6, you should be disqualified, because what the fuck? And then for Bruno Silva, he sucks. He truly sucks. That he looked terrible in this fight. In a fight that was a layup. Like, I'm pissed off about this fight for many reasons. It's funny, the main reason you think I'm pissed off, I don't care I got the pick wrong. I'm mad I got the pick wrong how I got it wrong. By fucking eye poke. I'm happy Bruno is filing a complaint or whatever, trying to get this overturned, because that's bullshit. I think it's like an article right up here. Yeah, right here. I'm gonna let it fucking go for a second. But, yeah, I'm happy he's filing an appeal, because how the fuck is that a loss? You got eye poked and fell to the ground and got ground pounded. That's a DQ or no contest. Come the fuck on. I have nothing else to say. Weidman should retire, because he's gonna lose his next fight. Like, he's lucky they gave him a shit fighter. And I got nothing else to say. Fix the gloves, overturn this fight. Nothing else to say. After that, at least we're back to normalcy to an extent, but still, this was not very good either. As in our co-main event of the evening, we had Joaquin Buckley versus Vicente Luque. This was weird. Round 1, a very tame round. Very little happened. Could have scored it either way. Then round 2 happened. A little more happened, but still pretty chill. Until Luque shot a takedown. Looked like he pulled guard and then quit. Because Buckley ended up in top mount and just ground and pounded him to sleep. Well, my bad. Just ground and pounded him. He didn't put him out. And Luque, that's where Luque hit his back and immediately just gave up. Which, for Vicente Luque, that seems really weird. But that's what happened. He got ground and pounded, and that was that. First of all, super disappointing fight. It was very boring. It was very whatever. And then second of all, to end like that, it's like, huh? So, I'm confused, and I got some things to say here. I'll start with Buckley, because I don't think there's much to say. Good for him. He took an opportunity and ran with it. He got to call to step in for Sean Brady, and now he's the number 13th ranked, or number 11th ranked welterweight. good for him. He took an opportunity and ran with it. 3-0 now at welterweight, and he's looking good. But I still want to see him beat someone like top tier or decent, because so far his welterweight run is a dude who's not very good, a very average fighter, and a very broken Luke. And then his middleweight run, his best win is what? Al Hassan, who's like 80? Because fraud, who can. It's like, I want to see a little more. But I am giving him respect here. Good for him. He took an opportunity and ran with it, and you love to see fighters who can do that. So good for him, man. First time he's ranked in the UFC, I believe, unless he was ranked at middleweight, which I don't think he was. So good for Joaquin Buckley. Now for the interesting part. What the fuck happened to this dude? I never thought Vicente Luque would quit in a fight, but he quit. You cannot tell me otherwise. He quit. And it wasn't like he was looking bad. He could have won round 1. Round 2 was going okay. But he just gave up. Like, I don't got much up. Like, the simplest way to put it is Joff Neal broke him. Like, give it, like, the brain bleed, like, all that shit. He got broken in that Neal fight. That fight changed his career forever. He's never going to be the same. And it shows. It has shown his last 2 fights since then. He looked very bad versus RDA, even in a win. And then he looked pretty weak here and quit. Like, Neal broke this man in so many ways, and it's kind of lame, because Luque was known as one of those brawlers, never had a boring fight, and now he's had 3 of his last. He won a boring main event and then quit against Buckley. Like, what happened to the dude who had a Nico Price banger, a banger of Tyron Woodley, put Mike Perry's nose on the side of his fucking head? That guy's gone. And he's only 32. That's the fucking crazy part. But in fight years, he's like 82. So, and I'm gonna make a crazy statement right now, but I think if you really think about what I've said, I think it would make sense. He should retire. I don't want to see him fight again. He's taken unnecessary damage he does not need. He's fucking. I'm not even gonna lie. There's points in a fight with Buckley where I'm like, dude, I hope if he gets KO'd, he doesn't get seriously hurt. Like, the damage he has taken has changed him, and he's not in his prime anymore. He's fucked. He's done. He's cooked, and I think this is the end of the silent assassin. I know he's not gonna retire. He's not gonna get cut, but man, I don't want to see him fight again. Because I already know how the UFC rolls. They're going to give him a fucking killer, like Kevin Holland, or something along those lines, and he's going to fucking get beat up and lose. I don't need to see that again. Quit now. 32 years old. Go out. Still able to fucking... don't... I don't want to see this dude take more damage than he has to. It's not needed. But it's going to happen. Let's just talk about who Buckley should fight next, because I just told you what I think should happen with Mr. Luque. For Buckley, I think this fight that makes the most sense is Sean Brady. Because, A, that's a fight he'd be fighting up the rankings, because he's going to be 11th. And B, he was only in this fight because Sean Brady pulled out. So, most logical thing, fight Sean Brady. If Brady can turn around and fight in St. Louis in, 2 months, why not? The only other fights I see for Buckley would be Joff Neal would be a banger, but I really don't see it. And then Gilbert Burns would be a reach. Neil Magny, I think Sean Brady makes the most sense. Again, fight the dude, give back, fight the dude who you stepped in for. The only reason you got a ranked fight this quickly at welterweight. So, yeah, that's what I would do. And he should win that fight pretty easily. Sean Brady sucks, so, yeah. But, yeah, not much else to say. Weird fight, and, disappointing, so. But, yeah, all I got left to say is, who should we fight next? Buckley should fight Sean Brady. Luque should retire. Buckley and Brady makes the most sense. Luke, I don't want to see you fight again, bro. Nothing else to say. Good one for Joaquin Buckley, man. He shut me up. Proved me wrong. So, yeah. And speaking of proving me wrong, and everyone wrong, the main event of the evening. This was shocking to an extent. But it was also not, I guess, if that makes sense. So, but, let's get to the main event, which was a fun fight in the women's flyweight division between Manon Fiorot versus Erin Blanchfield. Long story short, for 25 minutes, Erin Blanchfield just ran forward into Manon's punches. In round 1, Manon almost got herself fucking guillotined for some reason, but for round 2 through 5, she really had no resistance. She was able to just do whatever she wanted and win. I want to talk about Manon first? Do I want to talk about Manon first? Yeah, because holy shit, she's really fucking good. Like, I knew she was good before we all did. She is scary good. Like, her takedown defense is good. Her ability to use her reach and length and her striking ability is scary good. She's a problem, and she's gonna be a pain for Alexa Grasso when they fight. Hopefully this year, but probably next year. Like, she's gonna be a real pain in the ass for Alexa, because her striking is very good. She has good takedown defense. She's taller than Alexa, right? I know she's 5'7" with a 66-inch reach. Let me find Alexa Grasso. Actually, I can just do it this way. I don't know why. What are the fucking Grasso is 5'5" with a 66, so a 2-inch height advantage for Manon. Interesting, with the same reach. Okay, yeah, that fight's gonna be great. I can't wait to see Manon and Grasso after Grasso beats Val, because that's gonna be a great fight. I could see Manon winning, to be honest. Like, Grasso's great, Manon is just scary, bro. She is good. So that fight's gonna be really interesting. Imagine if it's in Paris or some shit. So, Paris, France, you might be getting a champion soon, man. Maybe. Either way, you're gonna be getting a title fight very soon. So, yeah. And now to talk about the more interesting part of the main event, I feel, and that is Erin Blanchfield. She's not a fucking fraud. Let's get that out the way now. She's not a fraud. Anyone who thinks that's a fucking dipshit. She's only 24 years old, and she's already one of the best fighters in her division. Excuse me. Already one of the best flyweights in the world. And all this fight did was expose the problem that I think we all knew in her game, but we never really commented on more because she kept winning. Her striking ain't good yet, and I also question her fight IQ or coaches, because for 25 minutes she did the same fucking thing. I'm not even joking. All she did was run forward and throw pitter-patter shots and get countered. Like, she never switched up a game plan. She never feinted into takedowns or anything. She just did the same thing over and 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 got 50-45. So she'll be back, and that's the thing. I hope this doesn't break her. I doubt it will, but I think she will be back and better. I think she probably needed this more than anything, because after seeing this, Grasso would probably have destroyed her. Most likely. Valentina should still be Valentina, but I ain't saying much. She's good. I'm not counting out Erin yet. And again, if you call her a fraud, you're a fucking moron, because first of all, she lost to Manon, who's great. Second of all, she's 24 years old, and already people had her pretty much as the UFC champion. I did. So she's not a fraud. She just ran into a really great fighter who has a more advanced skill set than her. Fucking idiot. So, Erin will be back. I think she'll be back and better. only thing left to say is who should they fight next. I don't even need to tell you. Manon's fighting for the belt next. Her and Grasso's gonna be dope. For Ern, Macy Barber. Barber's been talking a lot of shit. Well, not a lot, not shit, but I've been calling out Ern for a minute now. Do it. Ern and Barber, later in the year. Good fight for both. Whoever wins gets a big boost. And it'll be a good fight to see if Ern can get back on track fighting someone like Barber, who is a very interesting style matchup, because neither are great strikers. So I would be interested to see if Macy wants to play the risk of getting on the inside and grappling Ern. I doubt it, because that'd be fucking insane. But maybe. So, but yeah, Blanchfield and Barber does make the most sense. I don't know what else you would do for Ern. I don't know who else you'd have her fight. Seminar's coming off an L, and she's probably gonna fight Natalia Silva. Andrade is booked, so probably Blanchfield and Barber. I don't know why you wouldn't. So yeah, not very much else to say in that regard. Yeah, good fight, good main event, like all smart people knew it would be. And who should they fight next? Manon's gonna fight for the belt, and Blanchfield should fight Macy Barber. Just the most logical move, and you can't say I don't stay consistent. I said at 299, Barber should fight the loser of this fight. Well, I'm saying 3 weeks later, Blanchfield should now fight Barber because she lost. So there you go. But yeah. Manon's good, man. She's fucking good. Boom. That's the card. It was a card. So, yeah. To go over how I did on picks, I went 4 of 13, 2 perfect, 315. The third terrible week in a row. God damn it. If I would have picked this card unbiasedly, I would have picked Caolán and got that right. I actually would have picked Jamall Emmers and got that wrong. So, I probably still ended with 4. Why did I do this? God damn it. But, yeah, maybe it's just me, but I feel like cards have been so hard to predict the last couple weeks, because, like, it's been impossible to predict fights lately. Like, the last 3 weeks just, it seems like so many upsets are happening. Like, just on this card alone, how many underdogs won? 1, 2, I'm not counting that. Not counting that. 3, 4, 5 underdogs won. Like, and then it would have been fucking 7 if I counted Weidman and Nelson. So it's like, Jesus Christ, man. It's the underdog season. I hope people are making money, man. But I don't know how you could be with these fucking fights being so unpredictable. So yeah. But yeah, besides that, what were the bonuses for the card? 5 tonight went to Ebo and Anton. Performance bonuses to Nate and Buzukja. I agree with I don't know if I would give Buzukja a performance bonus. I think that could have went to Julio Arce or Manon. I would have gave it to Manon or Buckley, to be honest. Or both. I would have gave Manon, Buckley, and Nate performance bonuses. But maybe that's just me. Maybe Manon performance bonus is a bit of a reach, but I would have gave Buckley 1 over Buzukja, so whatever. But at least Anton, Ebo, and Nate got their bonuses as they deserve, so dope. And then the only thing left to talk about is if you missed the card, what would I say you should rewatch? Pretty much the whole prelims. You could probably skip fine, fuck it, why? Nah, you could skip Buzukja if you want. It was not that great. And the Jandiroba fight was... I don't know if it suits your taste or not. That's up to you. But watch Ebo, Malkoun for the meme. Pacheco was a fun fight. Landwehr was Nate. Then on the main card, just watch the main event. And maybe Buckley if you want. Skip all this, because it was a lot of bullshit. So about half the card, it seems. It pretty much sums it up. This was a card carried by the prelims, because without the prelims being pretty good, this would be one of the worst cards of the year because, dude, like I said, outside of the main and I guess the co-main was like, dude, you had some of the shittiest reffing I've ever fucking seen. 3 fights in a row. A shitty main card and a shitty main card opener. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. I'm so tired of these shitty fight nights. This is the 3rd one in a row. It's like, Jesus, kill me. Like we had a Tiber card 2 weeks ago, which was one of the shittiest Apex cards of all time. We had the Reboss Rose card last week, which was not great. And we had this week, on Saturday, which was not great. It's like, fuck, man. Just get us to 300. And of course, what do we have next week? UFC Vegas 90. Oh boy, I can't wait. Brendan Allen and Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis is in a fucking main event. I'm gonna lose my mind. Well, I'll be breaking down that garbage Friday 1 p.m. EST like always. Y'all already know that. And then I'll be trying to recap it Sunday 1 p.m. EST hopefully. If not, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's that card's not pay-per-view times, thankfully. I think it starts like 3 o'clock, so it'll be over at a reasonable time, and I'll probably recap it. And it'll probably be shit. Not the card, not my recap, but mainly my recap, so. But, yeah, I am so happy we only have one more of these shitty cards to deal with, and then 300. Cause, dude, this shit's wearing on me at this point. Y'all know me. I give the UFC every benefit of the doubt. They're losing me, brother. They're losing me because I'm losing my fucking mind watching this shit after a while. What? It's just, well, gotta make it to 300. Make it to 300. Everything will be okay. So, yeah, like I said, Friday 1 p.m. EST, you'll hear from me again, and then Sunday 1 p.m. EST, hopefully you'll hear from me recapping again, so, yeah, I'll stop rambling and say, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, 100 subs goal by the end of the year, and unless I'm forgetting to say something, again, sorry for the late recap. And as always, RX out. Happy Easter. Hope it was good. Good vibes only and always, baby.